Hi everybody, Spin here, and we're going to be talking about farming for Flux without Fallout first, and the weight of your components in raw Flux. And so there's 3 that I'm doing, and they're happen to all to be in one place. Words, oh my gosh. So to do this, you do need to be able to run a silo, and if you haven't done that, I will link a couple videos in the description. That are really good guides that really helped me the first time I ran mine. Alright, so let's look at weights. High radiation fluids are 3/10 of a pound, hardened mass 6/10 of a pound, glowing mass is 2 pounds. So those are kind of weighty. Your stable flux will be a pound once you make it, but your raw flux is 2/10 of a pound. So when you're going into this and you don't have Fallout first, your considerations are usually things that you need to craft certain items. So maybe it's a jetpack, maybe it's a decontamination shower, maybe it's ammo. So you'll need to kind of gather what you need to be able to get the crafting items that you want. So cobalt is used, or all the cobalt, violet, fluorescent is used in different types of ammo. My particular ammo for the gun that I'm using here is cobalt flux. So, but anyway, this area that I nuke up by Wavy Willards and the campground up there gives you 3 different types of flux if you're looking for it. And this particular day I was looking for all 3. I had some crafting to do for a friend, so so when I go into it, I have to make sure that I am not carrying a lot of weight, because I'll come out of there pretty weighty. So I will give you the totals here in a second of what I came out with and how much it weighed. But then I'll also give you some extras later on, the perk cards that you can use to help you reduce that weight a bit. And then lost my train of thought, and that happens. But what I was going to say is, when you're crafting, you want to make sure you've got room set aside in your stash for what you need. So like if you were doing a jetpack, it's 5 of a couple different fluxes, so you'll need 5 to 10 pounds once you get it stabilized. So the area that I'm getting ready to nuke gives you all the things that you'll need to gather these components. So the flora will be there, so you'll be able to gather your raw flux. You'll have a fair amount of enemies there to gather your hardened mass, glowing mass, and high radiation fluids. However, if you've done any of the big boss nuked events, like Colossal Problem, if you've done Scorch Beast Queen or the Mole Miner Titan, especially the Scorch Beast Queen and Mole Miner Titan, you can pick up some of the glowing mass, hardened mass, and high radiation fluids from those events and kind of squirrel them away in your stash box if you have room. I do keep some room in my stash box squirreled away for those items. But I do have Fallout first, so anything that falls under that junk category I don't have to consider in my stash box. However, glowing mass I do have to consider in my stash box because it falls under a food and drink, and high radiation fluids falls under aid. So those 2 things have weight, and those 2 things take up room in my stash. Glowing mass, especially since it is the heaviest. So another good thing about this area to launch, you have all your items in that area that you'll need to gather your components. But also, Cobbleton Farm is right outside the radiation area, and the crater is right outside the radiation area, and those are two places that will have a chemistry station if you get over encumbered, because you won't have a survival tent that you can throw down and help you manage your weight. So if you need to travel to those two places, you can, and they will have a chemistry station that you can use, and you can go ahead and reduce your weight by stabilizing your flux. Alright, so we'll get into gathering. So I'm in this area, the Toxic Valley, and as you've seen there's other people running around here too. So if you're not Fallout First, you can't do this in a private world, so other people is something that you'll have to contend with. And I just went through and I collected all of the flora that I needed first, because the other people kind of run to the enemy spots first, so they can get those high radiation fluids if possible. But I came out of here with 6 high radiation fluids, 98 cobalt, 71 raw violet, 22 hardened mass, 8 glowing mass, and 36 yellow cake. And the total weight of that was 72 pounds. If I didn't have any of the perks. So when other people are running around like that, just do your thing. If you're running together, maybe you both can get some tags in on the enemies and both get the drops. If you're not running together and it's more of a competition, then just keep going, circle back around, because those enemies do respawn. Or you can also just collect some things, leave, go do an event, come back, and the enemies will be there. So I did a big like figure 8 through this, and then did another pass to get enough enemy spawns. But they do spawn. And I was able to collect, like I said, 6 high radiation fluids, 22 hardened mass, and 8 glowing mass from this. Now I collected way too much flux for what I collected in components, but I also have some in my stash box, so that is dependent on you. Like you might just need enough to make the 5 or 6 high radiation fluids that you gather that day. You just might need enough to do that. So instead of collecting the 98 cobalt, you'll collect 50 or 60. So that's going to reduce weight also. But there's some other items that will help you reduce the weight. And it's all about knowing where these components fit in. So your high radiation fluids and your raw flux are under aid. Glowing mass is under food and drink. And hardened mass and stable flux is under junk. So the pack rat perk, the grocer's backpack, chemist backpack, through hiker, traveling pharmacy are all things that will help you reduce the weight of these items when you're collecting. So that will help you stay under encumbered instead of over encumbered. And then, like I said, if you do get over encumbered, Cobbleton Farm and Crater is fairly nearby. It's walking distance. You just make sure you plan your route so that you come out kind of close to those. And if you've seen earlier, I'll pull out on the map and put my waypoint somewhere and like travel toward it in like a zigzag motion. But this little area will give you everything that you need to get those 3 items. And it is a great area for people who are not Fallout First, because you can get everything that you need without getting too much excess that you are crippling your stash box weight management. So this is a neat little area to nuke, and like I said, you come out of there with about I came out of there with about 72 pounds of items. With all my perks that I have, I had the chemist backpack on. I had the chemist backpack, and I think I had through hiker, so the weight wasn't as bad, so it reduced it almost by half. And then I was able to make 11 cobalt, 8 violet, and 5 yellow cake. That is with using super duper and using some high radiation fluids and glowing mass that I had already picked up. And the total weight of those would be about 24 pounds. But I have Fallout First, so I was able to put it in the scrap box because stabilized flux, words again, but stabilized flux falls under the junk category, so I was able to put it in there. Sorry, excuse me. And one of the reasons that I did this particular video is because I was trying a different kind of capture with the new system, and it didn't work out the way I wanted to, and I was like, well, I don't want to scrap everything, and I'll try to do a video with some useful information. So hopefully that was a little bit useful, maybe a little entertaining. So here I am back at my house. I'm going to make my flux and call it a day. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel, please, if you want. But I will link in the description the 2 videos that really helped me when I needed to launch a nuke. Sorry about my voice. I haven't had all my coffee today yet. Okay, that's better. Stay safe out there in the wasteland, and I hope you all are having a great day.